Welcome to our web exclusive. I'm Mike Montecalvo, along with Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centracchio, who's here. General, last week kind of talked about the hurricane season because it was starting on Saturday. Well, the hurricane season has kicked in, and FEMA has sent out some information on how to prepare. Why is that so important at this point for us?
You know, it's absolutely essential that we learn from, obviously, things that have happened down in Oklahoma and previous hurricanes. They look at the lessons learned aspects of it, make sure that we can, in fact, correct those weak areas and put them into plans and exercise them. And that's exactly what we're looking to for this season.
Well, how do you battle Mother Nature, really, when it comes right down to it?
You can't. All you can do is be as prepared as you possibly can. Know that you need to exist for 72 hours without any outside help. And you need to understand that there are going to be places that will go for several days and perhaps a week, depending upon the severity of the storm. So I think what we're looking at is just looking at lessons learned, taking those lessons, applying them to existing plans, and exercise them to make sure that we're best prepared as we can be.
All right, let's talk about that. We're going to talk about Narragansett Bay in a second. But let's talk about, you're talking about down power lines with, 72 hours being without service. What has National Grid done from, let's say, Irene and Sandy to now?
Since Irene, I've seen, and I know that this is the fact that National Grid has taken an awful lot of effort by taking out trees that are obviously prone to falling on power lines. They've cleaned up, at least in the northwest and western part of the state. I've seen it personally where they have cleared large areas where that used to be the case, where the first place that would lose power would be northwest and west, Scituate, Forster, Gloucester, those areas. This past storm, that didn't happen. It was along the beach area. But of course, everything is considered based upon where the height of the storm is and where the most winds would take place. But I have to say that I have noticed some real good effort on the part of National Grid to clear away those problems.
Is it the norm at this point? Because growing up, we didn't have a generator, but now it's almost essential to have one.
I think so. I think what you'll probably see in future construction, just like you have an option of air conditioning, you would probably have an option of having emergency power. So I think that'll probably be the norm rather than an isolated case here and there.
All right, General, we're talking about 13 to 20 named storms, 7 to 11 hurricanes, 3 to 6 major hurricanes that they're looking at right now. You've spoken recently to EMA officials here in Rhode Island. They say they're ready,
Yes.
Especially along Narragansett.
They're ready as you can be. Once again, if you get 15-foot surges coming over the barriers along the south areas of the state, such as Galilee and those areas, there's not much you can do except to recover from it. Even the barriers are not that helpful, providing you get, it would help the beach erosion, but it doesn't help these huge waves coming over the highways and taking out buildings. They're prepared as you possibly can be, knowing what we could face and what to do about it.
Okay, General, let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about Turkey and talking about what's going on in the Middle East. There could be a shift in power in that country. If it goes the other way, that would hurt the U.S. military, correct?
It would hurt tremendously. We have bases in Turkey. Most of our logistics train comes through Turkey to be able to deal with Afghanistan as an example, and the entire Mideast to have a pre-positioned logistics train. If Turkey goes the other way and they say you need to get your bases out of here, that would be really devastating to our ability to respond quickly.
What would we do at that point if they say that?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think you'd have an option but to move them. We'd have to rely heavily on Kuwait as an example, and you have to rely on Germany and those other areas that we could probably do something similar, but not as quick.
Would they block us out too at any point?
Well, they may block us from using their airspace. We've seen that in the past. Certainly, if they tell us to move the bases, which I'm not sure would actually happen, but that's a possibility. We would have a tough time relocating all of that to a place that we could respond in a reasonable time frame.
And real quickly, General, you talked about cyber terrorism so many times here, and what's been going on with the economy. Are you concerned about that again?
I am. Between China and the United States, there are several high-level conferences taking place as we speak. Obama wants to talk about cyber terrorism and cutting down the amount of hacking that we do to each other, because that affects, obviously, the economy, and that's national security for us.
All right, General Centracchio, thank you for your thoughts. Thanks for watching.